What's up, folks? It is Nigerian Lucas, and we're back once again. More power content. Power Book 4 Force. It is the premiere episode. This is the pilot episode. And although this review is being done in advance, and if by now you have already checked out our interviews and whatnot, when you have seen the episode, that's what a night. The finale of Power Book 2 Go Season 2. Then you got the premiere of Power Book 4 Force. Man, we're going to be getting this wrong. I already know it, but crazy times. Power is never.
It's that Power Book 4 Force.
Yeah.
So, I'm just waiting. Somebody going to say Power Book 4 Force.
Yeah. And I'm just... But we're going to talk about tonight's episode, but it is the pilot episode, and as we always like to do, I mean, let's just be the fans we are here. What do you think about this pilot episode as a pilot episode in general? First, keep it simple.
This is the best pilot episode that Power has produced. Like, this one tended to be cleaner in the direction of everything you should expect for this show moving forward. A lot of the other ones, they hinted towards things, but it had to be cleaned up a little bit. Here, you get a clear picture of this is what this show is, and that's very rare in the Power universe because it can switch. We remember Tariq Power, as everybody calls it for some weird reason. And that premiere episode, even Raising Kanan and his premiere episode. Not that they weren't good episodes, but they had the pilot jitters to them.
Yeah.
That did not exist in this episode.
Yeah. I think the fans are, this was a no-brainer. Tommy is the most popular character in all of Power. This was a no-brainer that the fans was automatically going to gravitate to, but I got to give credit where it's due. It's a fantastic episode, as you said. Really good pacing. I like the stakes are already high. And we're learning. How much more did we thought we could learn about Tommy? And here we are, still learning more about him and some mind-blowing things that happened in this episode, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, really quickly, Credit Hat. Take it out of Power Universe. How good was this as a pilot episode?
It felt like the good start of a mobster type of show. So again, and I can take it out of the Power because the rest of the Power shows have a feel to them.
Yeah.
This show did not have that feel. And to me, it doesn't at all in the debut episode. It doesn't have the regular feel of Power. It feels like, I think it's Shane, one of the actors in it. He's in another show called High Town that was done by Jerry Bruckheimer that's on Stars. And it's a gangster mobster type show. And I was more thrown off that was the approach they were going to go with Tommy. They're like, yeah, you've seen it at a street level. We know what his family is and who his dad was and that connection. So why not just go full throttle into it? Yeah. And man, but plus, man, this is some of the best actors humanly possible to put in this. Like Tommy Flanagan, I would have never in my mind thought he would have been cast in Power. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like, for folks out there who don't know who he is, nigga, just look up everything where an Irish or whatever mobster was played and the boss character was. It's normally him.
Yeah.
So for him to be in this show, it blew me away because one, I knew partial of the cast for the show. I did not know he was in the show. Yeah. So the moment he come on screen, it's the same thing. All that presence that you automatically feel was ridiculous. And it was just a simple, we're going to talk about it later, but that in conversation between him and Tommy, again, a lot of words don't have to be said for you to fully understand what he was saying. That was you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, when he talks, you listen. Yeah. That's just it. And when he's on scene, you watch point blank. And that may be problematic for some people because you may have to share a scene with him. And he's just that good of an actor that I feel the presence of the Finn family. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm about to get tongue twisted all day. Folks, let us know, who was your favorite character this episode? And it could be Tommy if you want, if you must pick. But who was your favorite character? And I will ask you, Lucas, just in case Walter isn't. He is not. Amazingly, he's man. It's Diamond. My goodness, that fucking intro was ridiculous, dog. Like, one, on the power side, we normally see the consequences of you going to jail. And for them to introduce this show and say, okay, we're going to show you someone coming home from jail.
Yeah.
We get the hints that he ran this big organization.
Yeah.
But just that whole thing with the scissors and the clipper set, and they was like, man, we just put this together so you can basically have a foot up coming out of this. So you don't end up back here again.
Yeah.
Because at first, I ain't gonna lie, when he was cutting old dude hair, I thought old dude was a prison guard at first until I realized all the prisoners had the same uniform.
Yeah. I mean, but even still, let's just talk about that scene really quickly because in the interview when we got a chance to speak to him, I thought that person was their dad. But I think you bring up another point of why I was feeling that way, because there was a sense of like purpose in there that was just way beyond the cut. Like a lot of endurement, because it was one of those type of things where like, I need you to cut this because cut it good because I don't want you cutting it again. And everybody basically saying, we believe in you. Like
that says a lot, though. Like that says a lot from you to get out of prison, and for the people there, like, dog, don't come back here. Yeah, you have too much promise to come back. Even the little Joan with the Jordans at the end, because I'm a symbolic person, especially when I put on my critic hat. So when I saw him leave the shoes there, that's partially of me leaving that life behind. That's not important to me anymore. Like, I want to be on the straight and narrow. I gotta be like, I don't want to end up back here. Yeah. And then that conflict that we're gonna get to with the brothers and how that's gonna work out.
And not to mention too, I mean, everyone gotta know he still must be set once he get out. Regardless of where they think what's up with the organization, they must know that the brother is still doing good. So the fact that people are still offering, offer him a clipper set and all these words of wisdom as to like, don't come back here, set them off another path. I mean, it was a powerful scene.
Oh, I got you right here. And it's gonna get people either mad or upset or just talking shit for no reason here. He's literally the first character that we've seen in Power since Ghost that didn't want to be in the criminal lifestyle. Yeah. Everyone else pursuit is to be great at it. His coming in the door was like, I'm not coming back to that. I want to be out. When we got introduced to Ghost, it was, I'm on my way out. I don't want to be part of this anymore. Like that's why I think that's going to be the most interesting part of that character, is that how that conflict happens. Because again, unfortunately, it's Power. If Ghost couldn't get out, what make you think you getting out? Yeah.
And we bring up his brother. I think Diamond is probably going to be one of my favorite characters, but I gotta, personal reasons to say that his brother Jay Jernard is the one I'm intrigued with. And again, something pointing towards the interviews that we done. I'm a huge combat sport. So the fact that he had the cauliflower ear, I can't wait to see, will this series start to have more and more, let's just say more legitimate hand-to-hand combat scenes. I mean, you can paint Chicago how you want, but a lot of talent has come out of that area in all of combat sports. Yeah. And so we can see that this show is trying to be true to Chicago. And I think it is important to have the barbershop scene. Obviously you're seeing Jordan conversation, you see him Jordan paraphernalia everywhere. Just a lot of little things there. And I'm sure we're going to get more and more into things as we get deeper into the series.
Oh, so but I also think I thought it was for another reason altogether. Because I remember you liking Ballers a lot. And I'm like, come on, if they keep on farming these characters from Ballers and putting them more Power, like, as amazing. The moment I saw him, I said, I remember you.
Yeah. But I would be really, really satisfied personally if Jay was the one to have like a really thought out choreography scene with some hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, we've seen fighting, but I don't think the fighting, especially hand-to-hand, has been anywhere remotely good in Power. But if you're going to build this person up to be an amateur fighter or professional fighter, which is to be determined, he obviously has some skill. I want to see somebody really throw down. I wanted to look really convincing. I want it to look like, as convincing as Creed is. And I'm not saying that's the best, but I'm saying like the theatrics behind that. Yeah. If you can start building that with some good old Chicago music, jazz, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and make it feel and look like something behind this character, because I think Chris Lofton is a fantastic actor. I'm sold. So I'm curious to see where that character go, and I want to see the brothers' camaraderie.
Definitely. The only thing I didn't get to ask him is, was he still mourning G Baby? I wanted to ask it.
They would be like, "You guys not coming back no more."
Oh no! He'd have found that funny. Look, Hardball just had his 20th anniversary. Hardball just had his 20th anniversary. He'd have found that funny if I said, "Man, are we gonna see him?" Gerard, is he gonna be mourning G Baby?
Yeah,
because we already know. We already know G Baby was a little thug from the beginning, so we get it.
But folks, definitely let us know your favorite characters or the ones you're just most intrigued about. Where you think is going to go throughout this season. Get your early predictions in now. But let's get into this episode, and we're seeing Tommy on his way to California. This is big, and this is big because we didn't know how he ended up in Chicago, because we knew there was enough dialogue from the original Power series that, and even in Power Book 2, that he was going to California to meet the Connect, which I always not sure if I say his name right, but it's Rodolfo, I think. Either way,
don't give me the
whoever's calling him. We'll you guys just correct me. Thank you. Be nice.
They're going to anyway.
Yeah, be nice. But we always wondered, well, how did you get to Chicago? We knew the series was set in Chicago because everybody was like, I thought everything was set on the West Coast. Yeah. When he met that one dude that was like, yeah, this is gonna be your new partner. We set up shop, bada bing, bada boom. But we see that Tommy is driving under the influence of tragedy and the trauma from everything. We're seeing all the characters he's been involved with: Lakeisha, Ghost, his mother, his father, Tasha, Tariq, Cash even got a scene in there. Raina got a scene in there. I mean, all these people that has been around him, and quite frankly, the guy literally has lost everything. So we now see him, swerving off the road, and he makes a detour to Chicago. Now, it ain't just because he made a wrong turn. Just hopefully everybody understands that he says like, well, if I lost everybody, I got to go back to my roots. And that's where his grandma's at, which leads him there as a quick detour. Chicago's a nice city. So like, it's not a bad decision here to stop through Chicago and see what's up.
Yeah, besides the murders, it's pretty nice in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, but this guy is a walking embodiment of murder. So
he's perfectly fine there.
Yeah, he's at home now, But his grandma, who he haven't seen since he was 4, this was a big thing for him, because I think at this point now we're starting to see Tommy in a state of vulnerability have we never seen him. He's always had some sense of purpose, some family, but I think this all crumbled all up to him.
Hold up 1 second though. Remember, he wasn't going to see his grandmother. He was going to visit the home because he thought she was dead because his mom told her she was dead. So he was just going there like, okay, she's dead. I need to go pay my final respects to this woman. So for when he gets there and he says, where does the old woman's buried, after the dude tried to stick him up at knife point, which is fucking nuts to me. That folks out there don't still trying to stick people up at knife point. And they go, we gonna fight. I don't give a fuck who you is.
It's an important scene though. By the way.
It's a highly important scene. But if you don't like flip the knife, the little butterfly joint, or you don't toss that motherfucker between your hands, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You put a knife on me. But just that scene where, and then he finds out, no, she's still alive. Like, that's a real pivot for Tommy. Yeah, because that's a new person that he thought was gone, who he can now attempt to connect to again. Yeah, which is, Tommy at this point, that's what he looks for most, is to connect to somebody.
Yeah, that's very true. I think it's just a really good measure of just decompressing. I mean, everybody goes back to their grandma or grandparents if the opportunity presents, because I think that's where a lot of us has learned so much from our family, and pretty much the make of our family typically goes through the grandmother. They're the catalyst. They're the staple of everything. So even though he hasn't seen her in a while, I think there, as you said, a much needed level of respect he needed to give for everything that he's been through. And I that's why, like, when you think about Tommy, dude is a maniac. Dude literally he can cancel Christmas at any given point. So to kind of see him going through like this almost spiritual journey of some sort is literally uncharted territories for a couple of things, because he gets right back to his normal self very soon. So
but we heard about it before. It's the same thing. Sometimes you have to humanize the character, because we've only known him as this monster because he's coming from a situation where he needed to be that. Yeah. What happens when Tommy doesn't have to be that anymore? What happens when Tommy, as Joseph said in our interview, what happens when Tommy has to think? Yeah. Because we just always assumed he was muscle. Yeah. What happens when you find out? No, he knows how to shut things down. That's the more interesting part.
Let's talk about that, because that's why I said the him being attempted to be robbed with the knife was just the first check on how smart this character is. I think he is the most street certified of any character we've seen in Power. And if that was ever for debate, this episode sealed the deal, because every situation that he got himself in, he was able to analyze it in a way of thinking where we haven't seen him. He is usually kind of gun-ho, trigger happy. It is what it is. We've seen him negotiate. We done seen him call somebody's bluff. We done seen him come up in a situation that had nothing to do with him at all. He wasn't supposed to get any money. He wasn't supposed to get any product. He wanted a name, and he got a whole connect, essentially. Not a person as a connect, but he got his own connection, shall I say, from going to that meeting. And then he went against, as they say, the most notorious family organization, the Flynns, and he held his own to the point that, regardless of how you look at it, he got his respect. His respect was there from Walter. I think even the daughter kind of looked down at him, was like, Vic is weird. Vic, I don't think envies him. I don't think he despises him. I think Vic almost looks at him like, I wish my brother was like that. Because it doesn't feel malice right now, but Vic definitely is kind of like he did kind of held us down, and he kind of like,
he saved your life.
Go. Yeah, but he's kind of like, my brother's such a liability here, I guess. So Simon, who's a brother, I'm gonna make sure I get all the names set. But so far so good. I know I'm gonna mess something up soon, but I definitely think that the two of them is gonna have an interesting journey, because there's a common interest there, and there's a common desire in turn. Well, not really, because Tommy kind of wants to get in the game, and Vic is trying to get out. Yeah. So I wonder. I don't know. I'm not even going to go down that road, but it is going to be interesting between Vic and Tommy. So we'll have to see. Well, we got so much more to talk about. Let's just go back to the jail scene one more time. As you said, him coming out walking barefoot was a very powerful scene. And I think the biggest thing with Diamond is that he finds happiness in freedom. Yeah. I think he was one step away from preaching some religion, and I'm glad they just voided it, because you felt it. And I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna stereotype. I ain't gonna make any gestures. I just know that he was one click away from being religious by all metrics. And
we all know what that religious is.
Absolutely.
Come out of prison.
I'm just gonna leave it alone. But we do know that he finds peace and solidarity in freedom. So the big question is, what's going to be the temptation that leads him to go against that? Because everybody is like, hey, you have a barbershop now. Everybody knows you have the talent. You have the notable barbershop at that. You got the sneaky cop lurking around. But
hey, the everybody cop with no shape up talking about he coming in for a cut.
Exactly. He might have just did 15 years on that haircut, because that thing is bad. It's bad. But like, again, there's just so much confidence that this person isn't the stereotypical black guy that was leading an organization that's going to go back. Right now, you're giving the idea that like he's been delivered. and now he's ready to start a new life. So
see, I was just going to say he's the second most famous diamond in Chicago because the other one dances at the Players Club.
You know what? They got it. We got to hit the strip club, man. That's another really
in
prominent
Chicago?
thing.
Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to hit the strip club in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Strip club and restaurants. If anybody ain't never been to Chicago, jazz, strip clubs, and restaurants.
Yeah.
That's what you go there for. Maybe a little jazz at the strip club.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I would go to Chicago a lot more if it wasn't so cold, but for only 2 months a year. Only 2 months, and then that's it. It's an Arctic triangle in there. So it was funny they brought up the StockX thing, and he said that he didn't know what it was. So like, to me, again, I think with Power, a lot of the dialogue isn't really the stowaways. It's always trying to like give you some type of clues for something. So the 21s, which he had, came out in 2016, and then StockX, if I'm not mistaken, came out in 2011. So I started to figure.
I thought those were the 14s.
21s. I got them babies. That's why.
Okay. I know they're the red Ferrari jumps.
Yeah.
I know. So, but I saw them. I said, okay.
But eventually, it didn't. The important thing is to show how dated he is.
Yep.
Number one. But ultimately, we got a duration of how long he's been gone, which has been 15 years. So that's that. So, you know, I think that Diamond, being that fresh out of jail person who is just oblivious to some of the things that are happening, is also going to provide the comedic relief for the show as well too. Yeah. They're gonna keep trying them. The StockX one wasn't a good one, but there's gonna be some more coming. There will be some more
definitely
coming. But talking about that, funny commentary. Let's get this Tommy Boston thing going on here. So, what was your thoughts about our first appearance of the Flynn family?
You just knew they were gangsters the moment he pulled up. Hey, move your car. I said, okay. They immediately, you know, they was going to get into some shit because they weren't playing no games right there. I did like the main enforcer, who I cannot remember his name right now.
Yeah,
the older guy.
I know it in a second. I got it written down because they only dropped his name one time, but I'll get it in a second. And folks, if you're listening to us, it's definitely just chime in the comments, especially on the live chat, to help.
This is let y'all know even more. Like, yes, we saw this early, and we still treat it the same exact way. No research. We're just gonna give y'all the review and then go.
I just had to quickly Google. I was like, wait, when did StockX come out? And I thought it was 2011. It's 2016 because these are important things, you know. So got to be right about everything.
Hey, they got enough of my money. I need to know when it came out.
Shoes came out 2006. I know that for sure, but StockX didn't release as a.
But just that whole scene and that whole setup, that was a good gangster introduction to the Flynn family, because it kind of lets you know the point they just pulled up like that and said move. It shows you the position that they believe they play, and if you believe you play that strong enough of a position where I can just tell you, I don't know who you are, move your shit out my way, that lets you know just the power that these people have. And quickly, just the way it was de-escalated, and he didn't even de-escalate it in a respectful way. He walked up and said, "Hey, could you kindly do me a favor and move your fucking car?" Like that's it wasn't even in a respectful way, but it was Tommy noticing, like, okay, this is not something I need to get into. With the two youngins who got out, we get into it with them too. But with this gentleman that came out, nope, I know better.
I have to agree. I mean, I wasn't completely blown away by it, but I think it definitely did set a level of how crazy Chicago could be at any given point. I mean, one moment it was based on what props was sitting in the middle of the road to identify a parking spot. Now it's just like, damn, it don't even have to be anything and you can get pulled up on. So
exactly.
I need to
and fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom
was catching Brady. Strays.
Oh man, every day. Can't touch Larry though. Larry Legend.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
Oh man. So the other thing too, I just want to also say that Joseph wasted no time in reaching his obligations under his Stars contract with his necessary sex scenes that he had.
Yeah.
We get introduced to a character who is a bartender. Her name is Gloria. Now, Gloria is Jamaican, or if she's not Jamaican, it's a Jamaican bar. It's not been determined yet, but I think the one thing that is important is that they both share a background of tragedy and loss. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was married. Her husband was in the military. He never made it back. Tommy was obviously close to being married. So the desire of love is there. Mm-hmm. Tommy's weakness is women.
Completely.
And much like you said, acceptance or attention. Yep. Anybody who's willing to take a little stray dog in. But what did you think about their interactions this entire episode? And do you feel like we're going to just get the same old rigmarole with her? You know, just another woman Tommy loves and he puts her in danger and then she's out of there. Like, you know, we done seen it over and over and over.
No, because she's already in danger. She's clearly part of the game. The point that you're coming there, dropping money off and doing all this stuff with her, she understands the game completely.
Yeah.
I think, to me, to go to extent, I don't know if her and Tommy will ever be together fully. She may have just seen that as a nice, like, hey, I'm gonna have a fun night here. But she's clearly involved somehow with the Flynn family.
Yeah.
So I don't think he can technically put her in danger. Yeah. Because I think she understands just how dangerous. Because again, when Tommy beat the shit out of dude in the alley, what's the first thing she said?
I'm not gonna have any. Won't have no flat back on me.
Yep. Because she knows her position. That's a position of power to say, oh no, this won't have any blowback on me.
Yeah, blowback. Yep.
Yeah, like that's a hell of a thing to say.
Yeah. I do want to say, if I just had to make predictions, and again, whether she's Jamaican or she just puts out Jamaican dishes, all I'm saying is I would have been just like Tommy, like, yo, bring me one of those. That would have had me sold too. Keep bringing the drinks on, and now you're gonna out here and serve me up a authentic Jamaican dish for sure. I'm here for it. But I think if I just had to just go off the limb of what this little establishment is, it's protection.
Yep,
it's protection for the bar. Mm-hmm. So the other question is, if she's buying protection, who is she buying protection from? And that could mean a lot. Because she clearly is either in the game or this is just a central spot for a bunch of people to meet up at where things could potentially go down, or this could be because of this bar being in a certain territory that, you know, it could be a lot of things here. Yeah. But I think we're going to, you know, we'll wait and see how that plays out. But it is going to be interesting that this character isn't such a damsel in distress, because the other thing is, when homeboy was trying to talk to her girl, she went over there and handled it, and then she came back to Tommy like it never happened.
Exactly.
That poise is important here, because
she ain't Holly, she ain't Lakeisha, she ain't all the other ones, because they were a little shook to be in those type of situations. She was far from it.
Yeah. But it was important that the two of them did say that the wrong people seem to die and you're the only one left behind. That's what they got in common. That's deep. And it's true that, you know, Tommy literally has nobody, but, you know, maybe he found something with her. We'll see if that's the ultimate reason why he stayed by. Now,
maybe is Tommy the family that adopted Yaz?
I'm not. It's too early for this. It's too early for this. It's too early for this. See, I was gonna say Tommy wasted no time catching a body, because you know the streets need a body no matter what city you're in.
Hey, no matter where you need it. Famous song plays everywhere.
Yeah. Now, again, folks, we checked this out early, and I know you all gonna have something to say about correcting this, so be nice. Again, there's another player in the game here that we do not have a face to. This person has been name dropped numerous times. Zamus, I believe, is what they're saying. We have to see what does this mean, because apparently this person is a connect, which is where Vic was going with Jay, and they, you know, they got swindled by those little first timers and whatnot. But also, if this person is a connect and Vic is a son of the Flynn, a Flynn, a son of Walter Flynn. If they are truly the people to be running the city, why do they need to connect? Why aren't they to connect? And also,
remember what the sister said.
It's not best for our business.
Because Vic is dabbling in something that they don't dabble in.
True. That's right. Looking for the coke. That's right. That's right. But either way, it's going to be curious to see where this other, entity, shall I say, how did they exist? Because you have CBI, you have the Flynn family, and then you have Zamus, whatever it is. That's out there, name just being thrown around left and right. So we have to see. But yeah, anything else to talk about with Tommy? Tommy being typical Tommy, he gets the girl, he goes smash it, he starts trouble, bada bing, bada boom. Tommy being typical Tommy.
I mean, the only other thing
to love.
The only other thing to talk about Tommy is the biggest part of the episode, or will be the biggest part of this episode.
Yeah, when we get down to the end of it, yeah. And let's not forget to. Yeah, Tommy addicted to love is not overstatement. My man went and fetched the number out of the trash can. This is like Kurt Franklin, him being addicted to porn. He went and dumped it, and he was like, "I need that back." So just so you know, this is a level of addiction that Tommy is, because my man literally was like, "Oh man, I had to go back. He was ready to leave the town and everything, but here you go again, falling in love."
Hold up. No, the number he got was we ain't talking about the character yet, but that was I can't remember his name now. On top of my head. Fuck it. I might as well say everybody seen the episode. That's his brother's number. He took his number down.
Oh, I'm messing up. Yep, he did. He did. He did ask him for his number. I literally thought that he took what's her name number, and that's what he was debating on leaving her back.
Yeah, not Gloria's number. No.
Yeah, Gloria. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. My apologies, folks. My apologies. Anyway, let's get down to what do we need to talk? Do we go and talk about the brother now?
We might as well talk about it now because we just brought it up. So clearly, it's the biggest part of the episode.
What a revelation! Tommy has a brother who's black, who has a deep voice, who plays jazz, who frequently goes to visit the grandmother.
Exactly.
Does not know who his mother is.
That's nuts.
Exactly. Kate is just terrible. Kate has to be. I saw somebody post in the Facebook group who was the worst mother in Power, and of course I couldn't say anything yet, but I think this solidifies it now, right?
It's Kate. It's clearly Kate.
Easily, right?
She had this little black boy and dropped his ass off and rolled out and said, "Yep, I'm out."
They couldn't even let Joseph act in that scene the way he needed to act, because when he said, "And you was raised by your pops," I know he had to be thinking the same thing. I'm saying, wait, are we talking about a storyline where the white mother left the black child and then the black father had to singly raise him? Wow. way to get out of the box on this one.
Hey, but even worse yet, then she raises her white son, but becomes closer with his black friend who she treats like her son. Like,
oh my goodness.
That's some shit. Like this whole time, and in my mind a little bit, I thought, well, she loves Ghost. That's like her son, her black child. Whole time, she had a black child, and she was like, no, I don't want nothing to do with him.
Man, oh man. So where do you think the relationship's gonna go here? And obviously I need to bring up that they said, well, is there any more of us? You think they will?
Hey, if they got Kate out this joint just popping out babies and rolling out. Oh man, that would be the most.
It don't get no better than this. Hey, get no better than this.
Hey, look. As a black man, I am happy. I'm proud. Normally on shows, they show the black man having kids and him leaving and rolling out. Here, not only is somebody white doing this, it's a white woman doing it. It's even better. So yes, I hope it is a couple more of them that Kate just sprinkled all over the world because Mama was a Rolling Stone. But their relationship is going to be extremely interesting because we don't know too much about him yet. Like it was very short their meeting, but as Tommy said, would we like exchange numbers or try to talk to each other or something? Like it's clear Tommy wants that connection back. Yeah, and this is an opportunity because again we said that's one of his weaknesses. Not only is it women, it's connections with people that's the weakness for Tommy.
Yeah.
So now you introduce now he magically has his brother that he never knew existed. Right after losing a brother.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that's a hell of a turn for Tommy to have to go through.
Such a man, I'm just kind of blown away thinking about how the different things they can go and do with this story now. But yeah, that's why I never thought it was the brother number. I thought it was just what's her name again? Gloria, thank you. Yeah. Because I think it's just, that was typical Tommy. Falling in love, and he's probably like, I don't want to go down this road again. I mean, obviously, it's the same thing how he treated what's her name before he got with her because of his circumstance with Holly, and he didn't know that he didn't want to be serious with her because he remembered what happened with Holly. And I think this was probably one of the situations where he's probably like, oh man, I'm falling for her, but like, look what happened to Lakeisha, but like the brother one is also equally important. So like the trauma is there and it ain't going away no time soon. But with Tommy, as I said earlier, Tommy is the most experienced of all characters when it comes down to the drug game. Setting up meetings, reading the room, getting out of jams, getting the product, knowing how to negotiate, knowing how to get people off guard, all sorts of different things. And I think that makes him feel good because the biggest thing with him is that he needs to get to California. He needs to get to Rodolfo, however you say it. And the fact that now he decides to position himself to stay because he's not going to work for anybody. He's going to be his own boss. He's going to establish his own system. And
in Chicago.
Fresh out of one city that kicked him completely out, and everybody is looking for him, and he's dead there essentially. Folks think he's died, so it's almost like a clean start, but it isn't. But now he wants to set up to be his own. He wants to have his own system there. Yeah. So he's going to stay for a while. So I just wonder, like, where does this? Was this a part of like with leaving his brother? Does he not want, again, much like you said, is he worried about the idea of possibly his brother fitting back into a ghost position, which creates conflict for him all over again and more trauma,
Yes. Yep. I think that's it more than anything else, is that connection. Tommy's scared of that connection again, especially this early on for him to get that connection again. So I think that's why he threw the number away. He's like, man, I'm done. I'm leaving anyway. It don't matter. And then that's what made him go back and be like, I can't do it. Yeah. Like, this is somebody who I'm related to that I never knew existed. And it's not on him I didn't know. It's on Kate, who he absolutely hates anyway.
Yeah.
So for him, like, saying, okay, no, I need to see who this is. I need to establish this connection. That's what I said. It's going to be interesting because moving forward, now that he's in that city, how does that connection grow?
Yeah.
What can come from that connection? Oh, we kind of know pieces, but we don't know enough to see, like, what happens if he's involved with CBI, or what happens if he's not involved with CBI and he's involved with another gang altogether, or maybe he's legitimate and getting pressure from one of the organizations to join. It's so much shit that this could play out as. Yep.
A couple other things, because we did skip over some other characters. I also got to bring up that with Diamond doing a 15-year bid. Did you notice the scene where he was sleeping on the floor next to his bed because the bed was damn too soft?
Hey, that's the first rule when you get out. You cannot sleep on a soft bed. That shit, it does not feel right to you. You got to make that adjustment. And I'm not saying it like I've been in prison. Don't joke, no sir.
They already believe that about you, sir.
I swear at this point. But like, from everyone who I know, that's one of the first things they say. They say, man, the bed feels like a fucking marshmallow. I can't sleep on that.
Yeah.
So again, it's just part of the little bit stuff to add realism to the show. That's all it takes.
Okay. What'd you think about the cop that came in at the barbershop here? What's your thoughts about the snooping cop here?
Look here. He's clearly going to cause a problem that's unnecessary. But they're clearly spying on Diamond also. The point, he called his name right after he left the shop.
Mm-hmm.
To let you know, like, no, I know exactly who you are. And we have eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
But then it also wonders the organization. How's his brother running that organization that you magically have cops popping up here? That, like, again, it's going to bring so much stuff going on here. Again, and every cop in Power is a different element. We either get a crooked cop or we get a straight cop until they become crooked. Like, if Power is going to give you anything, they're going to give you a cop that's going to irritate you. So,
where's the lie there?
Hey, he's either going to be Rodriguez, Greg Knox. He's going to be somebody. And we haven't had a good Greg Knox type character in a while in Power.
Oh, boy.
That would be the person to be, because Greg wasn't necessarily crooked. He was just trying to have sex with Ghost's girlfriend.
Okay, let's talk about Claudia here, who is the daughter of in the Flynn family. Now, this character is a little bit unconventional because most time in Power, especially in organizations, and I keep saying organizations because it's to be determined what type of organization.
The organization is, yeah,
right, because they're not obviously dealing with drugs because they're opposed of that. I mean, coke is bad for anybody, but
the point, coke may be bad for you to do,
yeah,
but it's not bad for business. And the point they said this is beneath us. That tells you the level of business that they have. That's why it is, as you said, it's an organization.
I wonder if they run
a drug empire, as most people would look at it as.
I wonder if they run the ports.
Oh man, that would be interesting there.
Yeah, but Claudia, by all means necessary, all means and intensive purposes, that when you hear about how everybody speaks about her, the intelligence, the accolades, she's respected, she's smart, smarter than her brother, as they said. She literally could run the business. However, they do not allow her to do so. And this is all built by sexism, which is different about Power, because most women involved in organizations are written strong. And you can talk about the Monet Tejadas, the Rocks, all of them, Tasha's, all of them. You talk about these folks that are very much firm, and even Angela, even though she was working in the law enforcement the law enforcement cricket establishment, everybody was still very much strong. But this one character, we're seeing it play towards successism, saying that her hands isn't good enough to fight, all sorts of different things. Guys are always telling her what to do. She's rebellious.
But if you think about it, it kind of is playing into the tropes of the other women of Power. We noticed that Tasha was one of the smartest characters humanly possible, but they was relegating her as just a wife because she didn't have the respect of lots of people because of Ghosts.
But I mean,
Rock doesn't even. You see how Rock has to fight for respect, repeatedly fight for respect, because they don't respect her. Monet Tejada is now a housewife. Like, her husband got out, and this dude immediately said, go in there and get the chicken and bring me some fresh chicken out here.
And then get out.
Exactly. So it does, it fits in that pattern. But you just wonder, how will it go here? Because clearly, unlike the rest of them, she ain't willing to bide her time to wait for her position to be played. No, she like, no, I don't care about any of that. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to have my fun, and I can show you that I can do this better than anything else. Yep. And plus, she got her power sex scene really early.
Yep.
And it was an amazing one. It was not because of the way that scene was shot.
Yeah,
was amazing.
I'm a sucker for neon lights.
Neon coke. Oh my god, that was neon coke.
But yeah, it wasn't just neon coke. It was a new party drug that she has to acquire. About who brought that in. And if it hits the club scenes already, that means it is making waves. So her antennas are up because somebody else is trying to come underneath with new products.
Exactly.
And does it go back to Zamos again? It could be. We don't know. We do not know where this person or organization, whoever it may be, what type of impact they make in the city of Chicago. So we'll see. But, her character is gonna be interesting because this seems typical, but I can see her being fond of Tommy in no time. And I mean, there is some clips being put out there already, but beyond that, I can see her because Tommy always empowered his women, whether you look at it or not.
Yep.
He gave Holly a purpose, a family, and she was head over heels that she started overstepping. And then Keisha, he let her know what her role was. She continued to clean the money. She learned more about the organization. Cash had a new pappy, even though he had one, but cool. Tommy empowers his women, and I can see this being one of the ones where he can be like, whoa, wait, he doesn't let you do this, and you know all these things and stuff like that. I mean, let's not forget too, Tommy always respected Tasha. Always
100% so.
So it wouldn't be far-fetched if he looked at her and was like, wait, you got to work for him, and they won't. That don't seem right. And who knows how much she knows, and not only how much she knows, how much she's still needing to know, because now there's a new party drug out there, and we have to see. So very interested to see about that. CBI, I am interested to see how many soldiers they got. We only seen the brothers right now, but how many soldiers is still on the block?
I've learned my lesson from Power and Soldiers. I thought Mecca had none.
Prime.
I thought Mecca had none, and then magically he just, I don't know where the fuck he get these crazy ass people from. So, hey, never fall from the beginning when you think they don't have soldiers, and then miraculously these Prime niggas come out of nowhere and shoot up everything.
Yep. Oh man, this is the line I've been wanting to wait to say the entire episode, because I knew you all wanted to say it so bad, because we talked about it a lot in Power Book 2 Ghosts, and every time I brought up influence, we were like, take this, take that, right? Well, I know you guys couldn't wait to hear this. When they called him Casper, the friendly ghost, I knew some of y'all was just like, oh, he's the real ghost, isn't he? Lost y'all shit. He was like, yeah, he was just like Casper the ghost in there. I know some of y'all lost y'all shit, and you don't even have to lie, because you heard the name drop and you went crazy like Tommy was the real ghost the entire time. Just tell me it, folks.
Through 7 seasons plus and 4 spinoffs later, finally,
Ghost
finally, you
has
know
returned. But yeah, anything else we talked about? The one character, for some odd reason, I cannot find his name in my notes, and I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. But the other member of the Flynn family, who was basically the one that told Tommy he liked how he held himself, conducted himself, held him. What am I saying? Held himself? No, that's not what he said. He said, handled yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Who we seen later on in the episode said, I thought I told you to get out of here. Don't stick around long enough to figure out who the Flynn family is. What do you think about this character here? And folks, yes, if you know the name, drop in the inside of the comments right now.
I told you from the beginning, from the first introduction of that character, I said, oh, this is going to be a problem. Because it comes across like he's second in command.
Yep.
And if he is second in command, he was just so calm about it. Like, very assured, like, okay, I know who you are. And, well, not I know who you are, but I respect you. I respect what you did there. But then when he sees him again, it's like, you're messing up.
Yeah.
I said leave. I need you to go.
Yeah.
Like, that is it's something we haven't really seen in the Power universe outside of what they do with, I don't want to say with the black people, but you know what I mean. And the way they show their enforcers. But here, this is clearly a guy who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And has enough respect for the acumen that he believes Tommy has. And he respects that a lot. But he also needs him to understand what my man say on Four Brothers, Andre 3000, nigga, this Chicago. Like,
I was like, wait, what line are you going at here?
Oh shit, I done fucked up the city. He said this Detroit, but I'm saying it's Chicago.
I I was definitely about to say, wait, that movie was in Chicago too. But yeah, nonetheless, I feel you. I was going to say too. I mean, they move with military weapons, military tactics. I mean, that pit move that they hit in the street is very strategic.
Hey.
He had some background, and they gave zero fucks about traffic, anything else. And much like you said, he has a certain level of assertiveness to himself too, because he said drive and got in the car, and
that's some shit right there, with no fear, fear.
And the question is, if Zamos didn't come to the meet, and that was some type of ploy of some sort, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had these little amateur hour going down here, and they had this little bag of product and this little bag of cash in there. You think they did all that just for that? Or was this all another test to see who Tommy really, really is? I mean, he may be dead in New York, but I know somebody knows somebody here about his reputation. And I'm sure that is where they're going to.
You never know. You know, New York and Chicago are far enough apart where you never know. Nigga, the Tejadas didn't even know who Tommy was. So at this point, that may be far enough where people don't know who he is. So I don't think they would have set that up that way. Yeah. I just think that the Connect is playing games with them. But then we also see that Vic was playing games when he said, I didn't have all the money. Like, the fuck? As Tommy said, would you come to a meetup light? How is that possible? Like, you trying to get everybody in here killed. What you thought you was buying a dime bag for $8? Come on now.
Oh man. Well, look, let's wrap up this episode. I think the last thing I was going to say, because you brought up Vic, and the thing with Vic offering to get out here, Vic and Gloria. What is he running from? If everything's so good, I know they said that that Pops pulls the strings and whatnot. But the Pops also says that Vic runs the streets, but his father pulls the strings and whatever. But he says he's ready. He says he's ready for what? To get out the game? He's talking about moving, and is all of this for love? Is this what's happening here?
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Oh man,
clearly he's unhappy in his situation right now.
Definitely.
So maybe he is looking for a way out. Maybe he's like, man, I need to get stacking just enough up more, and then I can be gone.
Or maybe he's just like, man, Tommy is a blessing in disguise. He is here to resume my position, and I could be up out of here. Because he doesn't. I mean, think about this now. His brother and him pretty much caught a fade from Tommy, and they see him on your property in front of your dad, and they're like, I guess it's just leaving. And he had no spite towards him. He was like, all right, cool. Just kind of just walking by.
No issue.
Any other given gay, there would have been some type of like, what is he doing here? Why is he here? Like, what's the deal?
Exactly.
So,
but he knew better than to question his father that way.
True. It's true. Because when Walter speaks, you listen.
But even more so, it makes you wonder. When Tommy walks in with the bag and throws it at Walker and say, something for saving your son. You're great. You should be grateful for me saving your son.
Yeah.
How the hell did Walter even know that what Tommy did? Remember when the sister said, don't get involved in that game that's above us? He said, you can't tell Pops about this. So then magically this shit happens. Did he go back and tell his father? I doubt that, because he was clearly trying to keep that a secret.
So Claudia did.
There you go.
Yeah. And maybe I don't know. That's going to be interesting, because as it seems, Claudia is very much under his thumb. Semi-abusive, shall we say? That grip that he had on, he's like, what are you going to do with these hands? I felt a little intense.
Hey.
Yeah, there's something going on there, but we'll see. We will see. And while I quickly just look up like the cast credits, one, I know who we were talking about earlier. We were talking about Paulie, who's played by Guy, but there's like so many other characters and actors that like we didn't even get exposure to in this episode. D-Mac being a character who's a regular who should be interesting from our interviews with him earlier. Freddie Gibbs is in this as cousin Buddy. That could be interesting. And then another credit, even though he was just on the phone with him, I was getting his name wrong, but Rodovin, who is the Cali Connect, apparently he's going to show face at some point. So this is all going to be interesting. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. But folks, I mean, you got to let us know your thoughts about this episode, this pilot episode, this first episode of Power Book 4 Force. It's been a crazy episode. This was a fantastic start to the series. We need to know all your thoughts, your predictions, your favorite characters, your favorite moments of this episode. Let us know it all. And man, hopefully Gloria can get us a dish of that good old food that she cooking up there.
What was she cooking? I just need to know that. Let me put on my Caribbean accent. What she cook? Oxtail. You know, you can't say oxtail because they get.
Wait, hold on. Isn't your name Nigerian Lucas?
And we're out, people. Thank you for tuning in.
Listen, and I know that Nigeria is not in the Caribbean. Do not be silly. But somebody came in the comments going wild about Lucas, and I was like, "What is happening?" Right
because I switched and I'm not drinking alcohol right now. She said that drink. What refreshing drink is that? That Nigerian Lucas. I'm like Nigerian Lucas. Oh man.
Oh man, it's so crazy how we gotta make disclaimers about everything we say here. Because you say something wrong, somebody's like, "You should know this." So, but it is what it is, folks. We appreciate you all tuning in each and every week, and we'll be back with more Power reviews very soon.
I